because when he thinks, he made a lot of weird noises with his mouth. Like, he was like, there was a lot of, like, if you take thinking noises out of context, you can make one hell of a gag reel.
So basically, we're making audio with our dad noises.
Well, yeah, I messaged him. I said, it is a combination of sex noises that I have never heard before. Like, it was fantastic. Hang on, I'm gonna think. Well, hey guys, what's going on here? River Sullivan coming at you right here, right now. Pre-recorded for your live listening pleasure for yet again another episode straight out of Season 3 of This Evening Tonight. I am your host, River Sullivan, and with me here, yet again, for the thousandth time, the man with the weirdest damn look on his face right now. I'm hoping it's just the coffee's that good or he's that excited to be here. The man, the myth, the legend, you know him, you love him, the silver socks, he's got in my head, beep. The silver fox of sultry sippings of coffee, Scott.
Oh, I love getting in your head.
I know, I can tell you. You have the look of unadulterated joy that which only a child could normally have. So what's up? How we doing?
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. It's cold out.
Yeah, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I'm very happy because my long house is getting put to the test. It rained like crazy today. I don't think I sent you the footage, but I was filming it because I've been filming the updates I've been doing on this building, and it torrential ice cold downpoured. And I was in the building because I had new locking blocks to put inside the barn doors. When we close the doors, we can lock it from the inside so the wind won't blow it open when we're enjoying that fire pit when I put it in. And it poured like crazy, not a drop. Like, I was like, I stayed dry. I made a building. Like, I was so proud of myself because I made a building, and it was building, and it was doing building things, like standing up to the elements.
It's a very fancy barn. I like it.
Mm. Oh, good. Hey, the new footage just got done, so.
All right.
Oh, yeah. I hope everybody on YouTube is now enjoying the new footage of the BS fireplace with special cameo guest star appearances by none other than Cat Damon. There he is.
Cat Damon doing Cat Damon things. Giving you the creepy-eyed look.
He's just looking all sorts of good. That light's looking real good, though, isn't it?
I do. I like it.
Oh, that copper finish, like that's, I love it. Oh yeah, I started playing with the. At some point, I start playing with the buttons on the lights, and I'm trying to find a good pattern for it. I think the cat had a seizure or something out of it, but
yeah, he looked like he got pretty excited there for a minute.
I like it. I think the footage looks real good. We were just admiring the BS fireplace. Scott hadn't been able to preview the footage up until moment of recording, so you guys will get graced with Cat Damon's presence there for just a little bit, the adorable little satanic thing that he is. So, big news for the show. Let me pull up the numbers.
Oh, here we go.
So right now we're going to take a look here real quick. Yeah, look at that. Hey, channel has been floating. We've not bottomed out an entire month now. Like, even that looks like it. We still had 2 on that day. The show is still up on 30-day periods, 300%. See if we got any new countries in the mix. The Netherlands, we talked about them before, didn't we? So anyway, our numbers are growing, and it looks hopeful. I'm very happy, maybe because we're out on the other platforms and everything. But the show finally appears to be aloft on its own accord. Like, it's floating. It hasn't bottomed out. We haven't had a day in over a month where it's been 0. We have I believe we're garnering a following. A little bit. Some sort.
All right.
So, just for all the people out there, again, like we say, thank you very much for you guys that listen to the show. We really, God, I really appreciate it because of all the time all the hours that we spend sitting in here just behind microphones BSing and talking about coffee. But
much appreciated.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the coffee because we almost completely pulled a 2020 on it. So This week's blend, guys, is another visit from Barissimo, the coffee company owned through the Aldi's Limited or LTD, whatever they're calling themselves. This week is the Sleepy Hollow blend. I believe it paired with their the one we had last week. What was it? Midnight Dreary or Dark Hollow or something like that. I don't know. But the Sleepy Hollow blend is a Nyungwe Forest Regional blend, 100% Arabica coffee of what they're trying to go for on here, as they say, is orange, citrus, and apple, a ground medium roast. And it's supposed to have the tasting notes of orange, citrus, and apple, harvest notes with a complement of mixed berries. But as their bag says, as you await your morning cup of coffee, you stare sleepily out the window at blowing leaves and jack-o'-lanterns. You take a sip and realize with its notes of orange, citrus, and apple, this coffee blend is legendary. And I have to say, I really enjoy this coffee as well.
Yes, I like this better than last week's. It's pretty good.
I was saving it. I don't know why, but I got on the prior one, and I loved it. And just, whatever, I'll get to Sleepy Hollow whenever. But this stuff is fantastic.
Not quite the highest. Maybe top 5?
Definitely top 5. Because what is it? Okay, let me see if we can do this. God, we got to get a board. We got to get something. Like I said, I want to put that screen up. I want to mount a screen that we can just run.
Kentucky Nose.
Yep, and then Neebs.
And
I mean, what is third place?
There was another. What was it? It wasn't Giavalia. Was it Lavazza?
I didn't like Lavazza that much as a top 3.
I like it, but it's better in an espresso, like a mocha pot. Like, it's not the best for a French press. It's okay through an auto drip. So we'll say Kentucky Nose, Neebs. What was the third one?
I don't know. Yeah, we got to start writing these down. We drank a lot of different coffees now on the show. I think the Sandbridge one was good.
Yeah,
that was the Sandbridge was a solid one, and then there was the one you brought from Myrtle.
So this would be like a top 5.
Yeah, definitely a top 5. And I'm also placing both of the Barissimos in my little head top 5.
All right.
We're going to have to, we got to figure out a way to do that. I don't know. We're slowly modernizing here on the show.
I mean, I don't get all the notes that it says that it has, but it's a good quality taste. So, yeah.
So, speaking of quality, let's talk about the other things that are not just okay, but things that are making us grow as a channel and things that are just making us kind of blend in more with these more growed up channels. The fact that this evening tonight has finally, after many, many months, has finally secured the startings of a sponsorship. It's not a complete sponsorship. It's what's known as a ambassador. Myself and Scott are now officially brand ambassadors for Duke Cannon Supply Company. If you guys haven't heard of Duke Cannon, it's a wonderful soap company out there that has been renowned for producing what they call their big-ass bricks of soap.
That they are.
Now let me see if I can find it here. How to put it how they say. Duke Cannon is a man's man. Says he doesn't wear skinny jeans or listen to Europop music. Duke Cannon could change a tire by the time he was 3 and was cleaning his own shotgun by the age of 7. Duke Cannon does more by 8 a.m. than most men accomplish all day. Now, I don't know if Duke Cannon, I don't believe the Duke is actually real. I believe it's the company name, and then they kind of market it off that. But these guys produce, like we've talked about it on the show when I had my little pumpkin spice coffee and how much I love their products. I actually got a hold of them, and they surprisingly got back to us and said, we'd love to have you. And they looked into it. I gave them the numbers and told them what we were about. And they donate a bunch of their proceeds to veterans. You told me they donate.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 different groups, and the one that really caught my eye was the Honor Flight one.
Yeah, it was Honor Flight, Folds of Honor, and then like the Canines for Warriors.
Canines for Warriors, and then there was like another one. It was like a Canine Working Dogs Association.
Yeah,
but all good charities.
And I really like the product. We had a few of the products here today, just to kind of look at them. Like the one right now that I'm using is the Big American Bourbon Soap, and that's the one that they do with Buffalo Trace. And oh my God,
yeah,
I love it.
It's on point.
Look, guys, if you're tired of using all the detergents and the bottles and all that other stuff, like I was an Old Spice guy for years. And I'm talking pretty much my whole life. Excuse me. I used Old Spice. And my skin would always break out, and just, I never thought it would be my soap. So I said, you know what? Let's try that pumpkin spice latte soap, because I thought it would just be a gag gift. And holy hell, if it did not send me down a path of, I want to try all their products. I use their soap. We got the solid cologne, the Redwood, which I love because it's more like a balm and it really softens the skin right after you shave. What was the other one? You actually picked some stuff up, I see.
Aftershave balm.
The aftershave balm. Let me look at that. Menthol to cool, shea butter to hydrate, alcohol free. Let me just get a little.
It's legit.
Oh, that is minty. Yep. I'm not a big fan of like the menthol minty. Like I know a lot of people like that on their skin. I'm not like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. But if it does the trick, I'll use it. Yeah, so you've never used, you bought one of the accomplishment bar, because they modeled all these after the oversized bars that the GIs used in World War II. So you bought the big-ass brick of soap. It smells like, productivity. Let's see. Created a soap with a hint of menthol to cool the skin and wake him up so he could get things done, Duke Cannon. Man, it's that stuff's very minty as well. Like I showed you the beer soap one. I got the Old Milwaukee one, and that's my favorite. It says it's made with Old Milwaukee. Like it says they actually use beer in it to make it, because beer apparently has antioxidants in them that's good for the skin. But you don't smell like a brewery. That's like I got that because I wanted to check it, and then I saw it was my favorite scent, sandalwood. And yeah, Scott, you smelled it, and it's just.
Yeah, this so far is by far my favorite.
I love the feeling that it gives me after I've showered those, because like you actually get that old school like squeaky clean, because the ingredient list is it's simple. Like it's not a bunch of detergents and stuff out of here. They're just yeah. Like I actually look forward to a shower because how clean this stuff makes me feel. And I look forward to using the soap up so I can try the next flavor or whatever you want to call it.
I'm on the same page. And like I'm not normally all about high quality like toiletry products, because a lot of times I believe it's just marketing gimmicks. But this stuff here seems pretty legit. And I'm probably going to shower tonight just so I can use the soap. So
you don't have like the scrubber for it?
No, I looked for it. I could not find it. I'm going to have to order it.
Amazon's probably your best friend, because Duke Cannon that's the one thing. I love their products, but their website, the shipping's a little slow. So I usually I'll buy a lot of their products on Amazon and then just use good old Prime and get that stuff rolling. So let me see here. Oh, also, guys, so since we have the soft sponsorship / brand ambassadorship, we actually will have for you guys a 10% off coupon code here that you guys can use. And let me pull that up here. Oh, yep. Duke. There we go. Discount code. Where are you? Where are you, son of a bitch? Oh, God. Okay. So you guys can go to DukeCannon.com, though, and secure yourselves a 10% off coupon here with us at the promo code right there at your checkout. They're also doing a deal. It's 4 big-ass bricks of soap for $25 mix and match grab bags. So with that, if you guys, again, go to DukeCannon.com, let them know good old River and Scott sent you. But at checkout, feel free to enter... Where is it? Feel free to enter the promo code. Okay, this is where I screwed up, because I told them to auto-generate me one, the brand ambassador thing that we're running this through. We were supposed to type something in to make it catchy, and I accidentally sent the automatic code. Yeah, so it's going to be kind of a bunch of letters, so I'm just going to read it off to you, but we'll have it in the link in the description below. I'm really drawing this out. Like, just give us the code. So anyway, go to Duke Cannon, enter the code Bravo, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Whiskey, Delta, Echo, Echo. Just the letters B, B, C, D, W, D, E. That's a terrible code. Like, I promise when I can update that, we'll get a better code in there. But yeah, so just don't forget the code Bibica.
Yeah, I'm highly excited to try these. Just because, they decided to support us, at least with an ambassadorship.
They actually emailed me back, not an automated system. Anywhere else I've tried to secure a sponsorship or something for the show, they're like, your numbers aren't high enough. But it was like an auto-generated response.
Right.
Due to our algorithm, it says your numbers is not. I'm like, okay.
You have not pleased Skynet. Please increase your numbers. Yeah, that's rare these days. So I'm willing to give them a full-on true shot, Not to mention, after going to their website and looking at all the things they do for veterans.
Oh, yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, all proceeds, like a portion of every sale goes to nonprofits.
Well, not just that, just their R&D process is actually going to active duty Joes and be like, try this, tell us what you think.
What do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, so far, like, the only one I didn't like was the, which one that's productivity.
Yeah, it's
I tried
much.
Accomplishment was one of the ones I tried.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't my bag. I ended up kind of tossing it out because the smell, I wasn't a fan of the smell. Because it was black pepper and bergamot was supposed to be the thing. I was like, it wasn't bad. But then I get real sweaty. Okay, I'm a sweaty dude. And I remember I was washing like my underarms, and I'd gone to the gym that night and did my little run thing. Came back, it was a little ripe.
Mm-hmm.
Get in the shower, rubbed down with the Accomplishment bar, and I was like, ooh, some of that black pepper and bergamot mixed with my sweat. And I was like, why do I smell like mustard? I smell mustard. I couldn't
start making yourself hungry.
I was like, yeah. So I was like, screw it. So I threw in the Buffalo Trace one, and God, I love that one. Like, I get done showering, dude, and wash my arms. Like, I'll lather my man arms up because I got the hair on them, and I'll lather them arms up and let the foam get going, and then just let it sit there for a second. Then I'll rinse it off so I get that extra little bit of smell. Because it's not, you're not going to smell how that bar smells afterwards.
No, it's not an overpowering scent.
I like it because it's not like Old Spice, which they're not terrible at it, but like people wear like the Axe body spray. Like Axe anything is like, do you want to smell good? How about you want to let everybody around the block know that you took a shower today? Buy Axe. It's smellable from 3 city blocks. This stuff, I like the mentality behind it. Because as a man, traditionally, back in those days, you wanted to get clean, you wanted to smell good for you, and that only significant other that is going to cuddle up near you. You know what I mean? He's staring deeply into his bar of productivity.
I'm just reading the label here. It has a thing that says military specs. And, of course, like you mentioned, it's inspired by soap used during GIs during the Korean War. Tested by active duty U.S. military personnel. Made in the same plant that supplied Korean War troops. That's awesome.
Yeah, like the heavy duty hand soap one I got is like their edition of lava soap. It has the wood pumice, but a lot of their soaps they put steel cut grain in it, like almost like oat,
right,
to act as a natural exfoliant and help act as a scrubber.
I must sit here for an hour to
just stare at the soaps.
Handling these soaps.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I love their product, and I'm happy to be able to support a product that I actually enjoy, that I've been using, and I've talked about on the show prior to getting any kind of sponsorship from them. So, one, it lets me know I'm happy to have it because I'm not a sellout. I haven't sold my soul yet. But it's a good product. That's the thing. The bars of soap it's a little pricey, in my opinion. Like the bar of soap was,
yeah, but that's a big bar of
soap.
Yeah,
they're like $9 or $10. But yeah, that big the first one, that pumpkin spice one, I still have a little bit of that left, and I got that months ago now. These bars last long. Hell, I got the shampoo puck. Have you tried that?
I almost did.
Yeah, you got to look in. Like I use it. It's just like a black hockey puck. And it's got,
is it the charcoal one?
Yeah, it's the oak barrel char one, which they're sold out of those everywhere, and I had to go to opticsplanet.com to find those. Apparently Optics Planet is like the Walmart now, the internet. I thought they were just like guns and stuff. Nope, they were the cheapest place online that still had it in stock.
All right, then.
So I bought 2. Because those things, those pucks are supposed to last as long as like 5 bottles of soap, and you just get the puck wet, rub it a little bit, and then put it on your hair, and it lathers right up.
Yeah, I came really close to buying, like, they had the charcoal shampoo in the bottle form.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, that sounds good.
I like simplifying everything just because I don't have to worry about a bottle. Take the puck out, leave the puck in the shower, and then I just put the soap in the scrub sleeve, and then you just hang it on like one of the faucet things there. And
yeah, I get that.
Like, once I'm done with the puck, it's just gone. Nothing else to throw away. once I'm done with the soap, it's just out of the sleeve and, it's all washed away, and you just reload, throw a new one in there.
That's fair.
Wow, we've been talking about this.
Yeah, I know. Probably wearing our listeners out right now.
Way too long. Yeah, way too long.
Sorry, guys. We're just really excited about this.
Speaking of things that are not so scrubbed clean, that's not for a good cause, we're going to just drive the truck the opposite end of the road here for a little bit.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
And talk about a serial killer.
Always a good topic.
And a serial killer from damn near the local area. I mean, it's like an hour or so away.
Yeah, it is.
From the Clarksburg area of the mountain state of West Virginia, Reta Mays. She worked at the Lewis A. Johnson Veterans Affairs Medical Center at the VA hospital in Clarksburg. She got charged with the deaths of 7 patients, like 7 veterans.
Yep.
By administering lethal doses of insulin. She's also a veteran herself. I don't know if you've seen a picture of her yet.
Yes, I have.
She's kind of a scary looking lady.
Yeah.
And apparently she denied it till not too long ago. And was like, yeah, I did it. And still to this day, they don't know why.
Yeah, that's the biggest X factor right now, is the motive behind all this.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with her being a veteran herself. Not that being in the military, is the end all be all. There's still bad folks in the military, just like any other career field.
Yeah.
But it is truly disturbing, because to do it in the fashion she did, I mean, that takes thought. Like, she was methodical about it.
Yeah. And, like, to do it that way, too, like, I don't think she wanted to get caught.
Yeah. She wasn't seeking fame or notoriety by it. She was obviously deriving some sort of twisted pleasure out of it, because she was trying to keep it going.
Yeah, and looking into this, like, she actually did this to 8 people, but 7 died.
Yeah.
Because of hypoglycemia.
And that's the sad part, is like, most of them, correct me if I'm wrong, weren't they elderly vets? Yeah,
so I'm looking at, they have a timeline up here, and I'm looking at our one of our local news stations, WDTV. So we had here, she administered her first dose of unauthorized insulin to Robert Edge Sr. between July 19th and July 20th, back in 2017. And then in January 28th and 29th, in between that time in 2018 there, of Robert Kozel. And then between March 23rd and 24th, she administered insulin to Archie Edgell. Between March 25th and 26th, to George Shaw. Both men died. She did 2. Like, one right after the other in that month. And that looks like that was March of 18. And then April 3rd or 4th, she administered insulin to a WAH. Doesn't really say anything else on that. And April 8th or 9th to Felix McDermott, and both of them died. And then between June 3rd and the 4th, she administered insulin to Raymond Golden, who was killed. And then on June 17th or 18th, she administered insulin to an RRP. He later died at a nursing home on July 3rd, 2018. But the medical examiner could not confirm insulin was the cause of death. And I am reading and quoting here from WDTV.com on their article of it, which was dated July 15th of 2020. So let's see, her sentencing is coming up, I think, January or February. And we're pretty sure she's going to federal prison. But, man, like, she used to have people, she had a neighbor that would walk her dogs on this lady's property, on that Reta Mays property. And I'm trying to find the article on that because I believe she killed that lady that was walking her dogs. Like, she killed her, like, her father or her grandfather, who was a Korean War vet.
So are they thinking about that as a possible motive? Or?
No, she gave her permission to walk the dogs on the land. She said, oh, yeah, you can walk your dogs on my property. It's fine.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, they said she was, like, such a real nice lady.
That's so weird. Like, that's one of the... See, I had stopped paying attention to this story, sadly, back when they had first identified her.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't really get any kind of insight in her background. So, like, does it give you any kind of...
I'm looking here. It does not want to show...
Like, traumatic childhood? I don't know.
Well, see, that's the thing, too, that they're trying to look into that. Because here's... Okay. From what I can tell, they like don't have anything on like an abusive childhood for her growing up, anything like that. So that from what everything was she's just like a normal happy lady.
I mean, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm trying to find here. Oh God, no! I accidentally clicked on the Facebook article on it. That's now it's just a sea of comments. I don't know, yeah, but I do know that Big Jim Justice was on record saying he's worrying about the pacing of everything on there, and because I mean it's federal now, so the Attorney General Barr he's pretty much heading this up, I guess.
What do you mean he's worried about the pacing?
He either thinks they're going too slow or definitely not too fast because she pled guilty.
Yeah.
And from what I can tell, the families are not trying to pursue the death penalty because they know they'll just get tied up in appeals for years and it'll get all drawn out. So she's definitely going probably for life, a couple life sentences.
Some things are worse. Some things in life are worse than death.
Yeah. Yeah. Let her sit up in the big house for the rest of her life. And I don't wager you'd be too popular in there for killing vets, but never know.
Today's day and age, who knows?
Yeah, and speaking of things that the sadness that is part of 2020, 2020 has taken yet another sparkling beam of light from this
who you're
world.
Talking about.
Sir Sean Connery has died at the age of 90. I was on the crapper when I read that, and I was literally there going, no, Sean, no! I know, look, he was 90, yes, but man.
He was a fit 90.
He's a beautiful man.
All I can think about is Saturday Night Live that did the parody of him on Jeopardy?
Bony ape tit. That's Bon Appetit, Mr. Connery.
The rapist.
A therapist. Looking at BBC.com, they said Sir Sean died peacefully in his sleep in the Bahamas, having been unwell for some time, his son said. They didn't really say anything on cause of death, I don't think. He died overnight in Nassau. I mean, if
you're over 90, do you really need a cause?
But I'm also you're in the Bahamas and Nassau. I can't imagine a better place to go out.
That's pretty fitting.
Yeah. So looking from BBC.com, they did publish his obituary, and just to read a little bit of it here. It says, Thomas Sean Connery was born in the Fountain Bridge area of Edinburgh on 25 August 1930. The son of a Catholic factory worker and a Protestant domestic cleaner. His father's family had emigrated from Ireland in the 19th century. His mother traced her line back to the Gaelic speakers from the Isle of Skye. The area had been in decline for years. Young Tommy Connery was brought up in a one room of a tenement with a shared toilet and no hot water. He left school at 13 with no qualifications and delivered milk, polished coffins, and laid bricks before joining the Royal Navy. 3 years later, he was invalided out of service with stomach ulcers. His arms by now had tattoos which proclaimed his passion, Scotland forever and Mum and Dad. In Edinburgh, he gained a reputation as a hard man when 6 gang members tried to steal from his coat. When he stopped them, he was followed. Connery launched a one-man assault, which the future Bond won hands down. He scraped a living any way he could. He drove trucks, worked as a lifeguard, and posed as a model in the Edinburgh College of Art. He spent his spare time bodybuilding. Damn. I knew he was an actor, but the
most interesting man alive.
He played football. He earned a £25-a-week contract at Manchester United. But bitten by the acting bug when odd-jobbing at a local theater, he decided a footballer's career was potentially too short and opted to pursue his luck on the stage. It was, he later said, one of my more intelligent moves. He competed in 1953 in the Mr. Universe competition.
I also think, didn't at one point, he tried, he wanted to be on Still Game? He was a fan of the show, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah. Unless I'm just making that up, I don't know.
I mean, I could see it. I mean, James Bond. My favorite movie he was ever in, still to this day, Hunt for the Red October.
Yes, absolutely.
Just because he was a silver fox with that beard and the hair and the red light and just, Oh,
He was pretty epic in Highlander, though.
Highlander. There's that Scottish comedian that talked about that. It was like, you have a Belgian playing a Scotsman,
Right.
and a Scotsman playing a Spaniard. Como estás? Tell me of this wonderful land known as Scotland, as I've never been here before. Do you like taquitos? Oh, I can't remember that comedian that did that, but it was wonderful. He always did a really good Sean Connery impression too. But he's like, told me of Scotland. Well, I don't know. Have a bagel or a waffle. Like, I am a Scotsman. No, you're not. Yeah, he did. I liked him in the King Arthur movie.
Yeah.
Like that was actually pretty good. God, what other? So we had the James Bond series, Hunt for the Red October. What else was he in? Oh, yeah, he was in The Untouchables. That was a great one with Costner.
Oh, I forgot about that. Is, for nostalgia reasons, that's probably one of my all-time favorite movies.
Mm-hmm. Just because he played like that weathered beat cop that, It was so good. The last movie he did was Sir Billy in 2012. He was a voice of Sir Sean Connery. And then prior to that, the last thing he did was like Modern Greek, C.P. Cafavi, a TV movie documentary. He did Ithaca in 2007. Oh, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. You remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Finding Forrester, Entrapment, Playing by Heart. He was in The Avengers?
Was he?
Says he was. Says he played. Oh, no, not the 1998 movie, The Avengers. It was like the British spy movie.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see the date. I was like, what? Yeah, it was Thanos. Oh, shit. The Rock. Oh, that was a great one, too. Nick Cage.
Yeah.
They had like break into Alcatraz because those guys had the rockets and the missiles. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where he played.
He was in two of the movies, I think, wasn't he?
No, he was in the third one. He played Indy's father.
But wasn't he in the Raiders of the Lost Ark too?
I don't think so. No, he was just in the third one. Because you never got to meet his father until like the prologue in the third movie where he's a kid.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's the only one. You got all the Bond movies. Like, it goes back from, 2012 was his last movie, and I'm still scrolling through.
He started in the 50s, didn't he?
He was an extra in a crowd scene. It's an uncredited report called Let's Make Up in 1954. And then he played Simon, a policeman in a short film. He played a policeman in a short film called Simon in 54.
So he was making movies for over 60 years.
And then, so short films, then he did TV series, a TV movie. What was his first actual movie? Hell Drivers in 1957 was looks like his first actual movie. An ex-con trucker tries to expose his boss's rackets. That's it. That's the whole movie. Like, it doesn't really give you too much on IMDb, but oh, Sean, I will miss you so much.
What you been playing?
I got back into Death Stranding that we talked about on episode 1. It was before we actually came on the show. We were talking about it. And I gave up playing it for a while because Death Stranding was the first game made by Hideo Kojima pretty much independently. And there was a bunch of sponsorship, like Monster Energy was in it a lot. It was weird. Where you play as Norman Reedus in this post-apocalyptic, because there was some kind of void out, a Death Stranding event. It's like an extinction level event occurred, and pretty much all of humanity, it was kind of weird because it kind of sounds normal now. All of humanity is kind of separated, and everybody's hiding in their bunkers, and they have to order for everything. So you, as this porter, this delivery guy, Norman Reedus' character, who is what's his name? Sam Porter Bridges, which means his name is Sam. He's a porter, and he works for the Bridges Company. I got out of the game because it was just such a long game, and I lost steam on it because all it seemed you were doing was just delivering packages to and fro, and then you'd have to stop when these beach things would kind of show up, and you could only see them with your scanner. And that was when you had your little BB, your bridge baby, attached to your chest, and you had to keep the baby calm so it would function right. And I was just like, okay, yeah. But people told me I should pick it back up and get back into it because it gets good. So right around the 20, 25 hour mark that I had, I'm serious, into this game, it finally started to get good. Because like the plot actually started to develop. Like it kind of weeded you out it weeded the people out that just were there for the gameplay. Like it forced you to experience the experience that is this game. And where people talked about it doesn't really fall in any sort of genre or whatever. It's kind of its own thing. I get it now. I understand what it was there to do, because where my first impressions was it was an exercise in solitude, and it really was. But it wasn't about what you're taking and where. It was about the journey itself. The fact that every path that you lay down is kind of recorded and compared to with all the other players in the game. Like, you never really meet anyone. You can build things. You can build roads, you can build bridges, you can build like a bunker or anything, like vehicles, and leave them for other players that are playing their one-player game. And once you've synced up to this network, you can use some of that stuff, and you can players leave little signs for each other. Say, hey, look out. Little ghost symbol means, oh, there's BTs, beach things up ahead. Just be ready. And if you ever get into combat and it gets real bad, other players kind of start dropping stuff. Like, all of a sudden, you're like, oh, hey, there's an assault rifle. There's like a player gamer tag and like this weird porcelain-looking dude, and he like throws a box out when you really, really need stuff. I was like, this is something. Because you have to accordingly plan your route, and then you don't know what's going to happen. That was part of the journey, was it. And when you go on these longer journeys, you're doing that for an hour, for like, you know, like, oh, I'm dropping off some camera equipment, but I got to go over 3 giant-ass mountains. And the topography of it is amazing. I got to one point where I had to go through these 3 mountains, snowy mountains. Like, it was just like a range. I had to go through a mountain range. And I'm just going on the map, looking at it, plotting my course. I'm going, I am not going to make that unless I have vehicles. So I managed to procure like a long-range electric reverse trike motorcycle thing. And I needed that bike to make the journey. If I didn't, my character would apparently freeze to death. So I actually had to take it, though, and I had to try to plot the shortest course. Not only short, but one that would be okay with the terrain for the vehicle and be clear of as many threats as I could get clear of, and then still maintain enough charge to make the trip. So I get out there, I get up on this mountain pass, and I mean, I'm going so slow because I had to creep through some areas, because if you go too fast, you'll damage your cargo. You go too hard, you'll damage your bike. And the snow's blowing and everything, and then it lays over, and that was one thing. The graphical aspect is that I thought, I was like, oh, I bet you there's rocks right here. And sure as shit, I went, boop, yep, there's rocks, because you could see the way the snow laid, so I knew to start steering from that. So I'm starting to make speed, make good time, then all of a sudden the BTs show up. And I was like, well, shit. I said, if I gun it on the bike, they're going to try to chase me down, or they'll bog me down. And so what I had to do was I had my scanner blipping, but I'm still on the bike, and I'm feathering the gas. Like, I'm just like idling, just crawling through the snow with this bike. And it was the most white-knuckle thrill ride, because in storms, in snow and rain, it's what a timefall event occurs. Timefall is pretty much in the rain, in the snow. All of your containers, all your vehicles, everything it touches, it ages. So your containers are starting to rust with the cargo that you're trying to protect inside of it. So the bike is starting to rust. So if I go too slow, the bike will rust, and then it won't be of any use, or the cargo will be destroyed. So you have to find this balance. It's like it's a game of trying to find your zen of getting the delivery done, getting it done quickly, getting it shortest amount of a trip as possible, making it safe for you and your cargo, not running out of charge, not running out of any equipment you need because your boots might wear out. It's an insane balance. And then knowing everything that's ticking down, especially when the storms are going on, that this precious cargo you've spent all this time planning to transport is now just slowly decaying in the rain and the snow. And then you have to worry in the snow about keeping your character warm. So I had to put like 2 leg warmer things on, and then get on the bike, and then have all the cargo loaded up. There was not another experience like it that I've ever experienced in a game. And that's where I say I get it. It's about that journey. That's the experience. And pretty much every journey can be different.
Do you think that like the beginning part of the game is more of a thing to make you kind of invest emotionally in the story?
A little bit, but the whole time, though, because this game is such a long game, I think I have close to 100 hours in it. Like, you're talking like Skyrim levels of time, just because of the trips and everything. And it's got me so invested in it because of all the time, all the journeys I had to take. Like, you look back on every trip you make and you go, I've put some miles in this game, literally. And now, in like a true little middle finger, I thought I beat the game. I thought I beat it. It was 110%. Like, yep, I did it. Beat the big bad guy at the end. Nope. So I'm all the way on the West Coast in like California, or what was left of Cali. And now I have to drive or walk and make my way all the way back on foot, because you hook up with this chick named her name's Fragile. Or Fragile, or, whatever she's calling it. Fraggle, I know. But it's supposed to be fragile, like a cargo play on words. And she has the ability to, like, jump, to, like, teleport you. Well, she had to teleport a bunch of people in the end. She's like, I don't have anything left. You're going to have to make this journey on your own. And I'm like, oh, my God. But the upside is, they're like, there's no cargo. You're the cargo. You have to get back here to stop X, stop this thing at the end. And the whole time my character's bitching. Like, I did the math on it. It's like 6,000 or 8,000 meters is the equivalent in game. But the terrain is everything I have to go through. Like, I had to go back through the mountains in the snow, and then I ended up in like a active volcano. And I've only traveled in game about 1,000 meters, and that was like an hour, because you got all this stuff going on. Those BTs now, of course, it's endgame. They're all off the chain. Like, one shows up, and then I'm like, oh, it's BTs. No, I thought it would be them. Nope. It's like these gigantic-ass looking like lions made of this black tar, and they're probably 15 feet tall and 30 feet long. And they have like this gold skull thing going on here. And I had to fight one. But luckily, I loaded up on a bunch of guns and stuff, and I said, oh, yeah, I got this. I had, like, grenade launchers and all this other shit. Blew it up, killed it. I was like, all right, no problem. I go a little bit farther. I run into another one again. And this time, it throws 2 of them at me. And I'm going, I have next to no weapons, because I thought I'd only have to do this once. And then the other thing is, your blood is the only thing really that can damage them. Something in your character's blood. Special. So you have like hematic grenades, which you inject your blood into the grenade and it blows them up. You have assault rifles with hematic ammo that will have little pieces of blood on the bullets. Shotguns, grenade launchers, everything all based on your blood. You have to have like blood transfusion packs on you, and they only carry like 500 milliliters at a time. I had like 8 of them on me. And then your character in his body has 1,000 milliliters on his little blood scale. You run out of blood packs, it starts drawing from your body. But if you lose too much blood, you die, right? You run out of blood in your body, you die. It's a natural thing. Well, if you get damaged, you also use those blood packs to heal. So it's like, I have nothing. And my bike took a shit at that 1,000-meter mark. I said, well, I started out on a bike, made it through the mountains barely, fought those things, got back on the bike, it threw 2 more at me. I didn't have enough stuff to fight, so I had to run. And I had to abandon my bike. So now I'm on foot, trying to make my way the equivalent of halfway across the United States in game on foot with next to nothing. So now I got to start making pit stops and try to find other things characters have built, like maybe somebody built a truck or a bike or a bunker that I can resupply at. But now it's making my journey so much longer because I can't just beeline it. I have to zigzag and go back and forth, which I think is done by design. It wants you to rely on everything that you've built to get your ass back home. I was like, son of a bitch. So I kind of took a little break from it. I came to terms with the fact that, all right, I am now making my journey pretty much from Mount Doom back to the Shire. Like, I just threw the one ring into the fucking mountain, and now they're like, that's the thing we didn't tell you about in the Lord of the Rings there. Those hobbits? I mean, yeah, the eagles would have been nice, but let's make them walk back. That's what I'm getting.
So basically, you get to that point, you think you're done, and it's really like halfway through the game, probably.
You're like, no, now you gotta, that work you did? Now you're gonna walk back. But I just built I built an entire. I bridged the gap between humanity from the East Coast to the West Coast, setting up this chiral network so all humanity can 3D print medical technology. And I
walk back.
Okay. Said okay. That'll be fun. Yeah. But yeah,
That sounds exhausting.
it is. It actually it drains me to play that
I mean,
game.
it sounds interesting,
But it's a wonderful experience. It definitely, if you have the time to invest in it, I'm telling you, it's picture Skyrim, but not really any side quests. I mean, there are side quests, but the side quest is the same as the main quest. Deliver this to here, or go out and retrieve something and bring it back. Like, that's pretty much the mixed bag. Sometimes you get fragile property, like a fission bomb, and if you bump it, it blows up. It's all about the journey. But speaking of journeys, guys, it looks like our journey here is all but over here for this episode of This Evening Tonight. So, all right, guys, don't forget all the other different ways here that you can listen for us on the show. Check out Amazon, TuneIn, iHeart Radio, Stitcher, Spotify, Sounder, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and the YouTube for the brand spanking new BS fireplace, a crackling in the background, complete with cameo guest star appearances by that little satanic ball of floof, Kat Damon. So thank you, everyone, so much for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. And on behalf of the show, I'm River Sullivan, and with me again, Scott.
Yep.
Okay, guys. Yeah.
You want to try that again?
Nah, I like it.
All right.
All right. Well, peace out.
Later.